Yellow just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the winter do.
Dude, see me with the crew, I had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move,
Started. Please don't get me started. Started. Please don't get me started.
What it is? Damn, I sound like Martin. What up, y'all? State Almighty, aka the global dark skin ambassador, with another Rikers Island story for y'all. I want to talk about who, in my opinion, was the most hated gang in Rikers Island during my time between Harlem and the Bronx. This gang was OYG. I think it stood for Original Young Goons or Original Young Gangsters, something like that. But anyways, during my time, 2008, right? More so 2008 than 2009. These was the most hated gang members, period. And I remember it was starting up when I was still in the town, where their name was like getting big, you feel me? Because they was rising at the same time where GFC was rising and the Young Gunners was already like solidified. You know, the Young Gunners been solidified since like 05, 06. But like 07, 08, 09, OYG really started bubbling. Now, from what I know, it started in Harlem. Now, for the life of me, I don't even know how some dudes from Cortland even ended up having issues with OYG. You know what I'm saying? I really, probably just cause the name, and you know, Cortland was jacking YG at the time. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it be like. You know, like dudes fought over names a lot. Like Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying? You know, my man Bow Wow had to beat up another dude whose name was Bow Wow over his name, and you know, Brisses had to fight, and you know, dudes named Stacks had to fight for their names. I really think it was a name thing, because as far as what I know, it never really was like no real big brawls. It was no bodies dropped between like my block and OYG, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't close enough to where we could walk and shoot at them, or they could walk and shoot at us. You know what I'm saying? Like what was going down with all the other people who we had real certified beef with. I think it was a name thing. Also, this was like high school time, so you could run into them, you know, in school. If you went to school in Harlem, you might mess around and get spanked by some of them. I don't even remember a lot of their names, but I do know one thing. Typically, dudes that was jacking OYG got spanked every house they went to. Unless it was somebody who had the crib that could vouch for them, or by stroke of chance, one of them ended up taking the crib. I personally don't know, or rather don't remember anybody who was OYG, right, that took a crib. However, I am not gonna lie and act like the OYG dudes was soft. I do not know. Or, you know what I'm saying? But I remember there being some type of conflict between a couple dudes from Cortland while I was in jail, right? And OYG dudes. Like I remember I was at court with my man Vic, short Spanish dude, my man Vic, right? And I remember, I forgot the dude name, but dude had like dreads. He had locks in his head, and he was in a whole nother cell across from us, and Vic was just throwing the Frank stand at him. I'm like, what did I miss? You know what I'm saying? Because I was locked up like months before him. I'm like, what did I miss? Like, why he hate this dude? I'm like, OYG, like, I keep hearing about stuff. Like, their name was starting to bubble amongst us in the Bronx on our side. But I ain't really get exposed to none of them personally until I was in C-74, the 4 building at the time. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not going to say they were soft. My personal interactions is my man OYG Dizzy, who I was in Markley Low with. And there was another dude who was OYG. Might have been Crip, don't quote me on that. But OYG, I believe his name was Mo Cash. This was a kind of tall, dark-skinned brother, but black, dark-skinned brother. Jet black, dark-skinned brother, kind of muscular. I seen him one time close to my block after I was released. I believe he was OYG, right? But I seen him in passing. But my boy Dizzy, OYG Dizzy, this is my son. Not son because he came out my pee-pee. My son because he shine like one, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was my man's. Like, this was the height of Markley Low. I said, pretty much, except for like 2-3 people, if you wasn't from Cortland or if you wasn't from Harlem, you was not doing nothing. This is when it was me, T-Roy, Bow Wow, LL, T-Roy's running the phones, by the way. Like I said, Bow Wow, Lenny Guns, aka 2Gs, King Goonie, Theo. Theo was a young dude, brolic dude though. Brolic dude from Queens. P from the Bronx, who allegedly killed somebody over a lighter. Floyd, my boy Ohio, who's from the Bronx but from Ohio at the same time. They was Ohio, and it was like 2 Patya dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that's like 10 to 12 dudes out of 50 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Us 10, 12. You know what I'm saying? We had doing whatever we wanted. Friendly extortion. So, you know what I'm saying? The day room dudes, we didn't really call them day room niggas, you know what I'm saying? We more or less treated them with a certain level of dignity as long as they didn't get beside themselves, define themselves by themselves. So it was real easy to, instead of just forcibly like extorting at this time, we could just be like, yo, listen, yo, let me get 5 soups. Simple as that, you know what I'm saying? We was even eating with them. So, oh yeah, Drewski was there too. Drewski was there too before he got in trouble with the Og dude. And they both got packed up for fighting and all that during the count. But my man OYG Dizzy was there too. He was great. And OYG Dizzy, he was like a short, brown-skinned dude, waves in his head, mad short. He ended up going home. He ended up going home from Markley Low. I think Markley Low might have been his only crib. But this was really my boy. Like, through him, I always had love for OYG. Like, I remember even me and him, we invented a dance, right? To the song called I'm So Paid by Akon. Used to be like, I get it into the sunrise, doing 90 on the 65. Windows roll down, screaming loud, I'm so paid. I remember that, right? We had a dance. I remember, like, that was really my boy. Like, that was my son. Like, I hope you see this video, man, with OYG was known because they was putting in work in the street. This is why they had so much hate. I'm sure somehow, some way, they put hands and feet on a couple people from Cortland, out in the street, either at the high school or running around at a party or something. Because that's another thing. When you from the Bronx and you going to parties in Harlem, unless the toughest dudes from Harlem that's there is cool with the dudes from the Bronx, they was trying to jump you if you was from the Bronx after the party. Especially if your flyness was competing with theirs and you dancing on their girls and all of that. They was trying to jump you in the party or outside the party, you know what I'm saying? Like facts. Speaking of Harlem, man, shout out my boy DeAndre, man. DeAndre, aka Turkey Bacon, aka Trey Songs in the Face, aka I cut your ass, boy, stop paying with me, you know what I'm saying? My boy. But OYG, every time I was hearing about OYG, it was in reference to, yo, man, the OYG dude pulled up. We packed him up. We spanked his boots. We spanked his cleats. We spanked him out the crib. I don't know why they was getting jumped so much, but Bronx and other people in Harlem hated the OYGs. Like, hated them. Hated them. Like, they was getting packed up everywhere. They wasn't soft, though. They wasn't soft. I don't know what happened in 09 after I left. You know what I'm saying? Because with any gang, right, you first start coming in, it ain't that many of y'all. So you might start getting spanked in the beginning while you trying to like get your rep up. But eventually the more and more y'all keep coming in, you know what I'm saying? The toughest dudes is gonna do what they do, and that's gonna make a better respectable name for whatever gang you was repping, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure at some point they rep got solidified, but just when I was there, they couldn't live nowhere. They couldn't live nowhere, or they couldn't stay nowhere for that long because somebody else who had issues with them would come along and they might have had clout. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was easiest for the dudes that was OYG if they was like blood or something. But if you was going somewhere and the gunners had it, or anybody else from Harlem who had issues with OYG, they was getting packed up. Not because they was soft, but because they was some type of threat. You know what I'm saying? But this goes along with my narrative that I always say, if you wasn't a threat, then you was never getting touched. You know what I'm saying? I mean, by touch, I don't mean like on a moot type tip. I mean like jump. You know what I'm saying? If you never got jumped on Rikers Island, and never, chances are you was sitting back on that iron horse being quiet, not talking when they turn the TV off. You know what I'm saying? Chances are you was setting it out. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Mo Cash. Shout out to my boy OYG Dizzy. Anybody who know OYG Dizzy, show him this video, man. Ask him about Juju, man. Ask him about Cortland, T-Roy, Bow Wow, Drewski, all of us, man. And send my boy my love, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.